You're tuned in to Capital Jazz TV. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey. This is the 30th annual Capital Jazz Fest. And I'm sitting here. Do I call you an icon, a legend? What do I,
that would be a lie. But I think I'm going to be legendary by the time I die. Yeah.
Definitely. But Teedra Moses,
yes.
It's so good to see you.
So good to see you, sister.
I was telling somebody, we were talking about people who they're so excited to see, and I promise you, Teedra Moses' name came up so many times. You have a cult following.
Praise God.
I mean, you don't feel that way? Like,
I feel like I do have a great relationship with the people that like my music because I'm honest with them and we're loyal to one another. Cult like I don't know, but I'm appreciative because people have been rocking me for a long time.
Yes.
I go to different cities, I see the same people, I see new people. It's a great experience,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, however other people perceive it, I don't know. I just look at it all as like a blessing that I continue to get to do what I do.
That's right. This is your first time at Capital Jazz Fest.
It is.
So you've never been with the Capital Jazz fans.
I have never.
Ah, snap! Y'all in for a treat. Y'all are in for a treat. I've seen you. I think at least 3 times.
Okay.
And Teedra puts on a show.
I'm from New Orleans. We party,
Yes.
We party. I think sometimes people hear my music and it's so mellow and smooth. They expect me to stand in one spot and
hold the
aligned.
mic.
Yeah. We drop it. We pick it up. We used to drop it real fast, pick it up fast. Now we just pick it up kind of slowly. My knees.
And the way this agent hits.
Yeah,
but
it's
anywho,
good. I love it.
So you're from New Orleans,
Yes.
but you moved to LA.
I moved to LA when I was young, about 14. Yeah,
Right,
my mom moved to LA, and then when I got a chance to be grown enough to get up out of there, which I love LA, but I moved to Miami, your hometown.
Miami, Florida 305. You put us on the map.
Yes, I love Miami. It's one of the greatest places to live in the United States of America.
You know how I knew you were? I was like, oh, she has a relationship with Miami when you had that interlude, Biscayne Boulevard.
Oh yeah,
because not that many people know about Biscayne Boulevard.
How not? It's like one of the main streets in Miami. If you've ever been to Miami, you've been on Biscayne Boulevard.
And not because people go to South Beach and they don't know about Miami.
South Beach doesn't exist in my world.
Thank you, because that's a true Miamian talking,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So that's when I knew. I was like, oh, okay. Then I saw you rocking on the B side with Ingrid and the whole 9 yards.
Yes, Ingrid's family.
Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, we got you.
Yes.
Yeah, we holding on to you. But you're recently going back to you're going back and forth to New Orleans now.
Yes, I go back and forth. So basically, I'm trying to do like 6 and 6.
Okay.
6 months, 6 months. But this year's been mostly New Orleans.
Has those cities contributed to your growth as an artist at all?
Yes. Well, especially New Orleans in the beginning, because when I left, I was only 14, and I loved where I was from. So it was like forced to leave. My mother moved, and I wanted to hold on to the way I spoke, the way my personality and the culture, which I believe New Orleans is the most cultural city we have in the United States of America.
That's right.
And I wanted to hold on to all those things. And so I would go home often after I got old enough to go back. Miami really freed me. It's where I healed myself. I told a friend of mine recently, if you want to, he's going through some things, divorce and things like that, and he just bought a house in Miami. Go to Miami. Miami will heal you. All the water. I live around a lot of water. So Miami healed me, and it allowed me to put out a second album. As people know, it takes me about 10 years to put out albums, but, Miami helped me put out my second one.
And why? And what's the 10 years? What's happening in those 10 years?
I am living.
That's right.
I'm enjoying
You're giving
my life.
me some experiences.
Yeah. What are you going to talk about? The same thing I talked about the last time? I mean, it's cool because some people their minds work that way.
Right.
Mine, it doesn't. And I'm very hard on myself, and I do a lot of it myself. So I just have to take the time to perfect it to my liking. There's no such thing as perfection, but I have a perfection to my liking, right? So once I get to the place where I can say, I love this, I don't care what people think, then I'll give it to you. But if I care for a second, if one person doesn't like it, I'll never give it to you. Yeah, I don't want to care if people like my music or not.
That's right.
I don't. I'm sorry.
This is why we love Teedra, by the way. This is
I just want to love it. If I can love it,
if you love it,
it's good enough for me.
It's good enough.
Yeah, and that's hard.
I love that.
It's hard for me to get to love it.
I was listening to an interview with you and Fonte and Questlove on Questlove Supreme.
Yeah, that was fun.
You said on the interview, and I kid you not, you own your own publishing.
Oh, yeah.
I have never, that blew me away. As a person who is a indie artist, lover, and thought for some time that you were signed to a label, and I was confused at.
I was signed to another indie before I signed to TVT Records,
Right.
which eventually went away. But
Right.
no one has ever owned my publisher. It's always been owned by Raz and Taj Music, who are my sons. That's my sons, yeah.
That was. Did you know what you were doing when you started that out and said, I'm going to own my own, or was it just a happenstance?
No, my children's father, he was in the music industry, and 25% of his was taken off the bat when he first signed his deals,
Right.
and he didn't know it. And then eventually he realized it was like more so like he was left with 25. Over the time, he had given up 75% of his publishing.
Right.
Well, I didn't know what I was doing. I just listened to what he told me, don't sell it. And I remember I was in a position where I didn't have anything. I had to give up my apartment. I didn't have any money. Me and my kids were kind of like going from place to place living. And then I got a check for like $300 and something thousand. And that's when I realized he was right. And between him giving me that information and my kids, it's probably like the best two things he ever gave me, you know. I was able to change my life with my publishing. So there's nothing that I would ever do to sell my publishing.
That's what I'm talking about. I worked for a company called United Masters.
Yes.
And that was the whole premise of why
Yeah.
United Masters existed, was to teach independent artists not to sell their publishing, to own your masters.
That's your real estate.
That's your
Own your masters, and publishing is different.
Right, right, right. Own your
I
masters,
just
own
got
your
into
publishing.
owning masters
Yeah,
as well, which
yeah.
that's a whole nother
That's a
level of
whole
money.
nother conversation.
Yeah,
right.
That's like that's the better money. Publishing is cool, but when you own the publishing and when you own both sides of the publishing, the writers and the publishing, and then you own the masters, it's just like it's a nice chunk of money. And you don't have to work as hard if you own stuff. Unless you just want to be famous. I don't really care about that part though.
Teedra Moses' masterclass will be coming to a city near you.
I don't know.
If you are an independent
I
artist,
don't know.
please take a Teedra Moses
I don't know.
masterclass.
Some people want to be famous, and I understand that too.
Oh, man. You are dropping gems right now, Teedra. This is exciting. Okay, so tell me, what is going on right now? New music's coming out.
Yes.
Dropped a single.
Yes, I've been dropping singles for like a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And it is leading to an album which I have given myself a fine, because, you know, I'm my superior. You know what I'm saying? So I can sometimes be like, oh, we're going to be all right. You know, we'll do it, you know, later. And then I would like start having fun going, especially like in the pandemic. I started going to Jamaica and having fun. I just forgot about it. Like I live my life, and music is great and I love it, but I have so many other things in my life. So I do it like when I really want to. And right now I really want to get this album to the people. I want to so bad. So it's coming very soon. It will be before the end of the year.
I love to hear it. I
Yeah.
love to hear it. And if you want to, you know, share the name of the album or do anything exclusive here on Capital Jazz TV, you could do that. You know, you could share.
The name of the album is called The Bullshit. And it's really based on, and I don't know if I can curse on this thing. I
You
curse
sure
a lot.
can.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, please do.
I think they're just words. They're just colorful words to me, you know. And it's based on me. Most of my adulthood, I didn't date that much because I had children and I had a business.
That's right.
And so when I realized, you know, I would let a man into my life, if he wasn't adding to it, he was subtracting, so he was taking away from my money, and my money takes away from what I need to do for my children. So it just didn't work for me. So I just put it to the side for a very long time. And then my kids grew up. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a boyfriend, girl. Go ahead. So I was like, you come here. You're gonna be my boyfriend. And it don't work like that. It does not work like that. And then I started seeing how it goes. Like when you're young, it's so sweet and you know,
innocent.
yeah, and everybody's really cool and they like each other and stuff. And then it got real savage when I started to date as an adult, and I was like, this is some bullshit. And that's how the album came out.
That's how the album came out. I cannot wait.
And really, it's like I learned in the process, and that's what takes me so long too. Especially with this album, I had to heal from some things while I'm writing the album, because I can't just give you an album about one side of the situation.
Right.
I have to see my way through to the healing part before I can give it to you, because then it's not going to be very useful to someone. And I genuinely want my music to be useful to you. Like I want it to help you in some kind of way, make you feel seen or comforted or something.
Or
and if I can't,
connected.
or connected. And if I haven't gotten to that certain place, then the album's not really done, because I haven't had the experience to write the songs about the other side. You know,
That's
so
right.
now I'm on the other side. So
What's
you know,
part of your healing practice?
Um,
Is it writing? Is it penning the songs?
No, I think it's genuinely just getting to the point where I realize that it's all on me. Like no one did anything to you, or you're not a victim of anything. Like these are choices. That suffering is a choice. You know what I'm saying? So like then you just make the choice to not suffer anymore and do better and not get yourself in these situations and stop blaming someone else for your life. And I think that's, to me, that's healing, when I start to become more self-accountable, you know, and like deal with, because this is my life. And baby, when I die, when it's my time to go, I can't get into your moments, and you can't get into mine. So why should I waste my time trying to figure out you when I should be figuring out me? And that's how I heal, like really just going in on myself. I be in the mirror, girl, like, girl, get it together. Like, this ain't a good look. Yes,
Whole
really.
conversations in the mirror.
For real.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Pastor Teedra Moses coming to us.
I don't know about the weed smoking and pastor.
No, that's all right, though. It's called spirituality.
That's to me.
Elevation. That's what we like to call it. So, Teedra, I've got to ask you this. I've been wondering. I've been talking to people about the whole Black Music Month in June thing, and I just want to hear from you. Like, our Black Music Month, what does that mean to you as we celebrate Black Music Month in June?
It's celebrating music. There's no such thing as Black music.
Oh, okay.
All music is Black music.
That's right.
We created it.
That's what
African
that's
drums.
all I've been saying.
Yeah.
That's
So
all I've been
it's a
saying.
month where we particularly focus on the genres of, I guess, Black American or whatever. I don't know. But at the root of all music is African music.
That's
So
right.
all music is Black music. So any music we celebrate is Black music to me.
That's it.
That's just the way I see
That's it. I couldn't agree more. So, how do people keep in contact with you? I know you got to jump on stage soon.
Yes. I'm on the Instagrams and things.
She's on the Instagrams.
The TikTok is a little bit more difficult for me because I have ADD and it's a lot coming at me once. I'm like, oh, my brain can't take it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have other people working on doing those things where when I was younger, I really handled all that myself. But now it's I like certain ones like Twitter and Instagram.
Right.
Facebook, you know, I don't know, that's somebody else. So I'm never talking to you if it's on TikTok or Facebook. But if it's Instagram or
Follow
Twitter,
her.
I will definitely conversate with you. And I like to talk to people.
Teedra Moses on Instagram. That's
Yes.
right?
Teedra Moses. TeedraMoses. Moses
That's
like
right.
the Bible.
Moses like the Bible.
Mhm.
Pastor Teedra Moses. Coming soon.
With a burning bush.
Oh, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Teacher, it's a blessing to see you.
So good
It's
to see
so
you,
good
girl.
to see you. I cannot wait for you to rock the stage. I'm looking
can't
forward to
either.
your premiere presentation here at Capitol Jazz.
Yeah,
Since
we
we
gonna
don't
have
know
fun.
you yet. We don't know
gonna
you
have
yet, so we got to get to know you.
Yeah.
I love
think
it.
we're going to be all right.
We're going to be fine. Teedra Moses here on Capitol Jazz Fest. Thank you so much for joining us. Jodine, your host on Capitol Jazz TV. Thank you for tuning in.